Good morning. So I was inspired, cat, by all the costume college videos coming out to get on here and talk to you guys a little bit about my experience with kind of a similar feeling that like Kathy and Bernadette talk about in their videos recently. And that's kind of dealing with recovering after an event. I just got back from our second largest war of the year, which is Autumn War, which is the biggest war within the Kingdom of Ontir, which is kind of the northwest of the country. And that was right on the heels of the biggest event of the year, which was Ontir West War, which was a 13-hour drive. And then just a couple weeks later was Autumn War, which is what I'm just getting back from. And that was about a 6-hour drive with all our stuff. So, yeah, I just wanted to talk to you guys about what I like to do, how I like to take care of myself and my stuff after an event. Like I said, this was a very long drive. We got back, well, not our longest drive, but still a long drive. And we got back last night around midnight because we decided to take it a little easy Sunday morning when packing up. This particular event, technically the site was still open until noon today, which is Monday. But a lot of people obviously have to go home before that. So it gave us the opportunity to have a little bit slower morning. Saturday night is usually the big party night, staying up late. Whether you drink or not, there's a lot of wandering around and meeting new people and usually some hay bale wrestling. So yeah, it was a really nice opportunity because we all took a little extra time off. We all took Monday at least to take it easy, and it was a fairly rainy event. So unfortunately, as we were packing up, the tent was just about dry from the morning mist and all that, and then it rained again. So that just let us like do all the interior things and not feel rushed, which I really appreciated because previous events has been a lot of go, get out, get home. It's a very long drive. We have to go. So yeah, it was really nice. We got packed up, let the tent dry as much as possible, and then kind of had to face reality of the fact that we saw weather rolling in that was just gonna get worse. So our tents were damp but not soaked. So we packed up and drove home, and immediately, luckily we have a garage, so we immediately took the tents out of the garage and then, or out of the cars into the garage, and laid them out. And then, depending on weather today, we will probably either pull them out and just spread them out in the sunshine, or fully set them back up to really air out and dry. Our main sleeping tent is a sole pad, so it is canvas, but it's not like a big canvas pavilion, so it's not as prone or as dangerous to haul it damp, but you still need to take care of them and dry them out. yeah, I think the biggest thing is give yourself time. I like to, when I have the opportunity, I give myself a day off before we're supposed to leave. I request a day off so that I can have one big push packing day, because you always try and do like, oh, well, while I'm here, I don't need to do, or I don't need to use most of these toiletries in everyday life, so all the sunscreen and the bug spray and stuff can be like pre-packed, but you need to finalize it still. You can do all these little things like leading up to the event, but then like the day before, it's really nice to have that to just solidly pack if you can. Obviously, work schedules, different living situations, it's not possible, but it's nice. And luckily, my friend who would be camping with us also had that day off, so even though my fiance couldn't have that time off, we were able to, I was able to have that extra person to still help, and the second car, which is great, to get pre-packed, which was, it's good to think about different people's schedules. So the fact that my fiance Steven is working nights meant that it would be best if we could take the day before, get his car packed as much as possible, and then he took his mostly packed car to work with him overnight. He's in a secured parking lot because of his job, so he doesn't worry about stuff being in the car overnight, as far as theft. And it was really nice to get that as packed as possible, and then that gave us the opportunity to still have a vehicle that we still were able to continue packing while he was at work. And then again, because it was a longer event, and a lot of people weren't even getting in until Friday, we were able to, again, not kill ourselves, not get up at 2 in the morning to finish packing. We got up a little later, and Stephen came home from work, and we finished packing, got breakfast, and headed out. And then today, again, like I said, priority number 1 is always the tents, and then food, and as long as it's in a safe space, everything else can just wait. I am old enough to know better, but young enough to know that it's important to save energy. I don't know if that made sense, but I'm an introvert. It was a very long weekend, exhausting, like temperature wise, and like it was muggy, so, and overcast, and I got a little sunburn. I don't know if you can tell, because it didn't feel like a hot weather event, because I was like, I'm fine. I'm in the shade. I wasn't in the shade. I was in the overcast, so I got a little burnt. And yeah, I am so grateful because I have today and tomorrow off. So I took care of the like emergency things. The dirty clothes are not gonna get any dirtier. It's good to start them. That's gonna be my next thing, is to pull them out and start the process of all the laundry, especially because we have wool things that need to be separated, and linen things, and then mundane under things that can just be tossed in the laundry. It's good to get those started, but I think the number 1 thing I would recommend to people is take a little more time off than you think you need. Give yourself an extra day before you go, and at least a day after you get back, in addition to your travel day. So for instance, I knew we were gonna come home Sunday. We had the opportunity to stay until Monday, so I took Monday off, but I also requested Tuesday off because I knew I needed that little extra buffer, even if obviously I have the really nice buffer today because we came home Sunday, which is not always the case. I would have at least had, Monday to travel and then Tuesday to recover. But yeah, it's all about knowing yourself, knowing your energy level, and taking care of yourself, because it's nice to know that in an emergency you can push and you can, or in a pressing situation, it doesn't have to be emergency, but you can. Like, I could have last night, bent over backwards and got everything unloaded and then and exploded all over the house and everything. But I'm giving myself the opportunity today to take things out as they are a priority and not explode all over my house, because that's not going to help me mental health wise and energy level wise, and it doesn't really get you unpacked any faster. They're just out of the cars and piled all over your living room, versus taking things out of the car as you go. But yeah, I thought I would have a little bit different a video. I'm not gonna edit this, I'm just gonna post it, because I don't know, I want to be a little more authentic and a little less stressed about what I'm putting out there. I have already talked about that, I have this really high taste level, and my idea of a good video is preventing me from putting anything out. I'm working on that. So yeah, that is just my post autumn war recovery plan, and my advice to people looking into longer events and how they should take care of themselves. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got anything out of that, and have a good day. Sleep well, drink lots of water, and we'll see you soon.